It's been a while, and we're so happy to be here at Aldea Global. This is our network for holistic health, all content related to the wellness. And it's my great pleasure. I'm so happy to be in touch at this time with Gaya Stepanian, good friend of mine. She has been instrumental in all my development as a creator of content related to health. She showed me so many things along the way, not only as a friend, as a therapist. I discovered kinesiology. I discovered all the world of health coming from those alternative sources that turned to be the most important for many of us. So it's my great pleasure to get in touch with Gaya and just learn about this incredible news that there's a book on the way. And we're celebrating the release of Beyond the White Coat, a return to Earth's medicine. So Gaya, couldn't be happier for you for this release, and can't wait to see it. But I'm already imagining all those beautiful chapters and stories that you will share with us of your journey through health. Yeah. So welcome to Aldea Global again. Tell us the great news. What's going on?
Kike, it's exciting and always an honor and pleasure to be with you, to, have time to catch up, just be able to share this space, because I know, like me, you have a passion for helping to transform others through your messages, through your programming, through meaningful content that is meant to help inspire people to find their path to healing, and to help us in our journey to share messages that are meant to do the same. So thank you for sharing this space with me. It is, again, an honor. And it's like a brother and sister coming back together, It
is. We shared the creation of encompassing all the knowledge of holistic health. How did it all come along for you with this book? Were you considering doing something like this? How did it all come about?
When you're younger and you think, one day I'd like to write a book. So that was me many years ago, maybe over 20 years ago. I thought to myself, time and time again, one day I'd like to write. I'd like to write something meaningful, and then life pushes you in a direction in which you begin to absorb and accumulate meaningful experiences. And that really started for me when a holistic healing came into my life through biomagnetism first, and then through a series of other types of practices that, like you, I've learned, and explored. And we always find those that make sense to us, right? As practitioners of holistic healing or the natural medicine of the earth, become more enamored, I guess, right? By certain modalities or certain ways of practicing. So for me, biomagnetism has really been, I would say, my foundation. And it has from there spread to other areas. I've been doing a lot of quantum healing work. But the book in and of itself was really about the things that led up to me awakening to how, through our Earth's natural medicine that it offers us, through plants, through magnets, through different modalities, we can very simply address health and mental health issues and even spiritual issues in ways that are very simple, easy, non-harmful. And so it's an accumulation of leading to the now. How can we heal illnesses that are considered terminal or illnesses that are considered incurable? Today, I know that there's nothing that's incurable. I know this. And you, Kike, know this. And maybe many of our listeners might become more familiar with the notion of this. But there are far more people in the world that still believe that there are conditions that when they get diagnosed, it's like, you're being told that's it, you have X amount of time, or you're going to have to live with this forever, or it's genetic, or you're going to have to take medication forever and ever, that there's no way to turn the page. And that is simply, and I know that's not true. So the book is a way of sharing that message with real concrete experience and examples on demonstrating how everything is curable. Everything.
I wanted to show you or surprise you with my whole set of magnets that I have here, because I can't live without them. Actually, I have to say, I have them next to my bed. I use them every night. I feel immediately, as soon as I wear them, as I put them, I feel the release. I feel suited with any kind of condition I have. I might be like bloated or anything with, especially with digestion, but I know it's so much more than just for particular things. This led me just by learning, and I have to say that I'm one of your students. Every course I've attended of your teachings have given me so much knowledge about health in general. But I know you haven't been like all your life. Before that, you were an executive, you were in the corporate world. And I guess that much of it you're going to be sharing on the book, how your journey began from being a local Miami executive of, I think, a non-for-profit company or organization to becoming the magnet lady. That's how they call you, the actual person that has brought this knowledge and has promoted it in the US, because you being half Mexican and attending from one of the founders, actually one of the masters that brought it to this modern age, Dr. Goyce, and all those, the rest of his peeps, that taught you about this. So are you going to be sharing a little bit of this history with the people in your book?
Absolutely. Actually, magnets, at least in recorded history, go far, far back to about 3,000 years BC. Actually, even before BC. So whatever the era was, is like AD, I think. No, there's AD, there's BC, and then there's, I think, something before the BC era, right? So even back then, the Olmecs used
all the
magnets.
letters before the C.
It was before the BC. I don't remember exactly what it is. It's definitely in the book. I was like, wow, how many years is that?
Must have been there.
It's a lot of years. It's a lot of thousands of years.
Actually, you and I know that extraterrestrial technologies involve a lot of magnets.
Yes.
That's true.
So magnetism is what makes not just our world move. I mean, it explains far more than gravity, but it's what makes our galaxy move. It makes the galaxy within our body move, and it keeps a balance in all of these environments. But what happens when that magnetism within our cells is thrown off because of toxins or our emotions or trauma or, unhealthy food or behaviors and ways of living, then our cells change and they become oxidized or they lack oxygen. And when our cells lack oxygen, then our body could become invaded by a series of germs, and there begins a shift in our health and our mental health. And so this affects our faith, it affects our groundingness, it affects, pain levels, it affects inflammation, it affects our weight, it affects our metabolism, it affects if we're able to get a good night's sleep, it affects so many things. And, if we were to go to someone wearing a white coat, right, a traditional doctor, in most cases, because they have to follow very strict protocols by these associations, they're limited. Doctors are very limited in what it is they can give you as guidance because they have to follow what their licensing says that they have to follow. And, unless you find someone who's very independent thinker, not within a big system, many of them are kind of stuck to these protocols. And these protocols are really not looking out for people's well-being in most cases. They're working out for generating income. For 9 years, I ran a department within a huge institution in South Florida, and medical institution. And, as an administrator, you see the business side. You awaken to the fact that it's not all about really the best interests of the patient, but really about what's the bottom line in terms of the dollar that you're going to be able to generate for the business. It's a business.
Yeah. And in all fairness, some of them do want to help, and they wish they could incorporate more of these other practices or types of approach. I know some are doing it, but in the meantime, people need to become responsible for their own wellness and especially prevention, which is what I feel this type of therapies do. Not to mention that some of like severe cases have been healed as well. The way I see it is the more you know about your own body, the more you're able to be in charge, you know, of your well-being. So we're so happy, Gaya. So you were just mentioning to me, so this Saturday, March 9, the book, the digital version is available. It's on the market. So we are encouraging everybody to get online. Tell us basically where can we find it. I know that some of my followers or our audience is Spanish speaking, so they will want to know as well about the Spanish version. But for now, we have the English version, right?
Yes, it's first launching in English, and then further this year, it'll be launching in Spanish. And, also the audio will be launching later this year. But really, the book is that it's about giving people an insight into how they can begin to put their health back in their hands. We don't have to depend on systems. We don't have to depend on others. There are things that we could use that can help us recover from things, both serious and not serious, on a regular basis, like a first aid kit. But it's a holistic first aid kit, not necessarily a Band-Aid, right, to stop the bleeding, but tools that we can use to be able to really help us feel better, recover our health, so that we can help ourselves. I think if anything, when, the whole shutdowns happened and a lot of businesses closed and institutions closed, there were many people who were left, well, how do I handle my blood pressure? And how do I handle, my cholesterol? And if I don't get my checkup for this, or if I don't well, there are ways where we can do that in non-invasive, non-toxic ways. And the book is intended to give you those tools so that you're able to self-help, right? So you don't have to always depend on someone else. And, like you were saying, Kike, I mean, honestly, truly, we should question. We should question everything. We should question whether, if we're reading something, whether it's a medication and a doctor says, well, this is for this and take it. Do we not read the ingredients? Do we not read the side effects? Do we not begin to put two and two together that the side effects that are listed are now the symptoms that you're beginning to develop over time and creating certain conditions that could be permanent? So I think becoming educated consumers when we've been maybe programmed to not question. And I think it's time for all of us to begin to become more conscientious consumers, especially when it's about our health, our children's health, our pets' health, so that we make the best possible decisions for us instead of just going along blindly. So Beyond the White Coat, A Return to Earth's Medicine, is about giving us tools so that you can become more aware, connect the dots, develop tools or have tools that you can use in simple ways that are really meant to help reverse the signs of time and of age and of conditions so that you can live a longer, happier, healthier life because you deserve it. We all deserve to have a healthy body and to live a healthy, happy life.
And that's what we intend to do by doing this type of shows, of content, and of course, being able to get our hands on your book, at least digitally speaking right now. Do you have plans of printing? I mean, it's available actually, when you go to Amazon of this, or how is it going to work?
On Saturday, the digital version is released. So I ask you all that if this is something that's interesting to you and that you believe you might benefit from it, then you'll be receiving the link. Sign into your Amazon and order the book. It's going to be available for 98 cents, under $1 for one day, for a whole 24 hours. You're going to get it for less than a bottle of water. And therefore you have it in the digital format. And then the following week, the book will be sold in soft cover. But I would ask that, I would encourage everybody to get that digital copy. And that way you have something that you can log into on your phone or on your computer, and you can access the tips wherever you are. So it's only going to be available for 98 cents for that one day. But that's sort of like, it helps to get the book out there and have more people have access to it, and obviously make it extremely affordable. So it's gonna be like that for just that one day. So I encourage you to, log into Amazon on Saturday, get your copy, and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear feedback.
We will mark right now our calendars here. We're going to set the timer for Saturday, March 9th, so we can log into Amazon and get our copy. And make sure you also follow Gaya on her page, The Magnet Lady, right? themagnetlady.net, where you'll be able to find out all about her activities. She's always giving free live webinars and courses and workshops, so you can learn more about this wonderful world of magnetism, kinesiology, all these different branches, because it's so broad, no? Everything that you are teaching. Your Instagram, The Magnet Lady, with a double Y at the end. So Gaya, we're proud of you. We're happy that you are accomplishing this dream of yours. And we want to be next to you, by your side, to see how everything develops. So from Aldea Global and all our friends here, we wish you the best. Thank you. Thank you for doing this for humanity.
Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Many programs with Gaya here at the channel. So all of them with wonderful information. So make sure you check those. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.